picturesque valley between the towering Wasatch Mountain Range and the Ochre Mountain Range sits Salt Lake City. Salt Lake is a wonderful place full of stunning natural recreational opportunities, urban amenities, cultural heritage, and the nightlife is getting better and better. Today we're going to visit a new social club where people can eat, drink, and play. Welcome to Edison House. I'm Merilee Rowley, and this is American Dream TV. We're here today with George Carden-Bistry, co-founder and CEO of Edison House. George, thank you so much for having us today.
It's nice to be here.
Well, it's so nice to be here in your super cool club. So why did you think this would be a great addition, and how did you decide what kinds of things to put in it?
Well, I grew up here, and so while I did do some formal research, went to business school and wrote a business plan, a lot of the inspiration came from me having an understanding of what Salt Lake City really needed. I lived in other places. I did grow up here, but I lived out of state for over 10 years, and I spent a lot of time traveling around the world and getting a sense of what big cities have to offer, and I felt like there was an opportunity to bring some of that big city living back to Salt Lake City. Edison House is a lifestyle hub. We envision this as the kind of place where you could come at 8 in the morning and leave at 1 at night. You could get your morning coffee, you can do your work here, you can get your workout in, you can do your fitness class, you can have your business lunch, you can have your client meetings, you can have events throughout the day, you can have your cocktail hour, you can stay for dinner. I mean, really, truly, it is a almost 24/7 operation. And so with that understanding, knowing that we wanted to be a home away from home for people, we then started to ask the question, well, what sorts of amenities would we actually want in a place like that? So that was some of it, and then the other part was we like to have fun. We're an entertainment, hospitality business, and we wanted to bring, as I mentioned, that big city flair here. So how do we create something that delights and surprises people? How do we put a speakeasy within a speakeasy? How do we create something that's really just unique? So it was a combination of research, functionally, what do we need to do to make this a place that's really comfortable for people all the time? And then how do we do something that is really creative and exciting that was gonna make people wanna come back for more?
The events are so fun. We like to come at least once a month for trivia night. Which events do you like the most?
Well, as far as our large format events, I mean, our Halloween party is pretty solid.
Okay, I'm gonna get to that one this year.
That's really good. We have a Studio 54 party coming up that I'm looking forward to. We do a great Pride, and those are all of our big format. We have we plan our large events calendar going into the year, so we know that we'll have about 12 to 15 large format events every year. We're about to have our BIPOC multicultural festival, which should be really cool. But as you also mentioned, I think there's also a certain joy in some of the smaller format events we do. Small intimate dinners where our members can get to know one another. And I think Edison House is as much a place about that, about connecting with one another in a more intimate and genuine setting, as it is about the big party. So I think the fact that we're able to offer both is wonderful.
This is a private club for members and their guests. And what's the benefit of doing it that way instead of opening up to the public?
Well, I think one of the reasons that we wanted to build this place was because we wanted to build a genuine community. There is a lot of data out in the world that suggests that people are really lonely and they don't have a sense of belonging the way that they used to. A lot of the institutions that used to provide community, like churches and neighborhoods, are not as prominent as they used to be. People work remotely now. So there is just and there's a lot of data that supports this. There's a real problem with people finding a sense of belonging. And so at our core, we are a community of people. And in order to do that properly, I feel a membership model is the most important thing we can do in order to make sure that we're building a community of like-minded and like-hearted people. And so we do interview everybody who comes through our doors, but I also want to be clear that we're not a traditional members club in the sense that we're very inclusive. We want and thrive and seek out diversity. We want people from all walks of life. So I describe us as being as inclusive as an exclusive club can reasonably be.
Well, thank you again so much, George. It's been a pleasure to talk with you. And now I think I'm going to go play pool.
Sounds great.
so much to George Carden Bistry, CEO and co-founder of Edison House, for hosting us today. What an incredible place to gather with friends old and new. This is American Dream TV. I'm Merilee Rowley. See you next time.